Blessings, 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 blessings be unto you. This is Mercedes Warwick, and welcome to the Sacredness of Healing, an affiliate program of sacredkey.com. So, what am I really healing? I heard that in my left ear one day. Mercedes, what are you really healing? And I think this is why it's so important that we understand that there is something going on that requires a shift, a change, a modification, and I would say a resolution, and dissolving, no longer being present would be a wonderful thing. I don't know if I believed in God. I mean, that's not true. I believed in God. I don't know that I believe that God was present in my life, working with and for me. And the first time I saw the inpouring, and I'm going to use this word, so there's the inflowing. Now I'm going to say the inpouring. And the inpouring of the divine frequencies I saw actually with my mother, and I was visiting home many years ago, and I was doing my qigong exercises, and she wanted to do them with me. We did the same routine over 10 days, and the last night before I came, I heard Spirit say, and this is way early into my journey, and I heard the voice say, lay her down on the ground. And I practiced Reiki at that time, and I did not use the symbols. I remember that much, but I held my hands and I felt the activation in my hands. And this is why I believe that everybody has an innate energy that they can activate and apply. I'm going to use that word, apply, just like a Reiki treatment, a massage treatment. But you can move the energy and bathe yourself in this spiritual enlightenment. I really do believe it's an enlightenment, and move energy through your body. And so the first, she was laying down, and I literally visually saw, not in my mind's eye, with my eyes wide open, I saw this inpouring of energy coming through her body, through the crown chakra. And she when the energy first hit her, she stood up, and then I saw this energy literally pouring into her body and into every nook and cranny in her body. And she actually ended up standing up and kind of dancing around in this sort of bliss dance. And I got scared, I'll be honest about it, because she had some physical things going on, and I was like, Mom, be careful. But she was dancing, and I saw her whole body light up with this energy, with this frequency. And then it just sort of gathered and left, and she was in this wonderful state of bliss. She was blissed out. But I knew that energy, and I knew from Reiki, I'd seen some other things, but this was a particularly dramatic moment. And I knew that I could sit, be present for the energy of God, the divine energy of God, the divine frequency of God to pour into me and give me sustenance and nourishment, especially during those times when I just didn't have any giddy up and go and was hanging on. So now I sit. I don't know that I've seen the energy the way it manifested and presented itself that evening with my mother. But I sit and I pour the energy of the divine into my body once or twice a day. And I truly believe this is the main reason why I've been able to thrive living with cancer in my body. And it's a receptivity, it's a receiving. And what I found over time is that so many people that I think probably who would be listening to this video might be thinking, how did I get in this situation? Or you may be a healer within your own belief system, and believe that, in my circle, I was, so many people told me, you would be the last person I expected to be, having stage 4 cancer in your body. But I've gone through with such grace, really, such blessings. And, I have to say, I've been going through, matter of fact, my sister kind of confirmed it. She says, this is the happiest I've seen you in your life. I've gone through cancer, for the most part, happy. I'm blessed, and just knowing the challenges I faced as being who I am with the channel, which is kind of why I'm doing this in channel, is to just be in a space of tolerance for myself, that this is who I am. And because of the channel and the guidance and the connectiveness and the simple prayer, that I am that I am, I am that I am. And the relationship that I came in, 36 channels in 36 days, and the I am that I am. And I got the breakdown of the I am that I am. And then I saw the vision. I saw a vision of the burning bush. And I saw the burning bush vision is fairly recent. I'm just pausing a moment because it was very significant. Thank you. Thank you. But I saw the burning bush, and I received the message of why in that form. And so I know that there is an inpouring. We can sit in the presence. I am present and I am here. But there is also a receiving, allowing the nourishment of God to flow into me. Somebody asked me the other day, how do you do that? And it's just, I just sit, breathe, as we've been breathing through this series, and then I just imagining that there is the energy of God, and I open myself. I open my crown chakra, the top of my head. sit with the expectation that there is a receiving. And I will admit it wasn't quite like my mother's experience. In my view, I feel this change in my inner sight. And I make no effort to direct it to any one particular part of my body, my existence, my life, my expression. I allow the energy to flow as it knows. And this is the intelligent authority of the divine coming into me, bathing me, cleansing me. I will feel what I call the click on and the click off. So I will feel the influx, the inflow, the inpouring, the inpouring coming into me. It'll sort of click on like a light switch. And then I know I'll feel a click off. And these sessions are not long. I would caution you, in the last video I talked about becoming attached to the joy, becoming attached to the feeling of this. In the light of this, there's there is just a sense of being in it, and then there's a sense of receiving it, and then there is a sense of completion. This is not the human. This is not of human design. The only human design piece of this is this, the being present to receive the inpouring. If my mind begins to come forward, I breathe through the dominant hand and I pump the bottoms of my feet to allow the energy to flow all the way into me and through me. I have a card in the soul ignition, I am the conduit. And it's like I am the conduit of the divine flow, the divine pouring. And sometimes I witness myself receiving this energy and knowing that this is the force of the radiance within me. This is the radiant force of the divine. And take a deep breath in and consciously come back into remembering breath. And then I release, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. I slowly open my eyes. I try not to be like, I don't hop out of bed. You can do this laying down in bed. I actually recommend that you do this lying down. Just recently, I was in a different prayer space and I was sitting actually fairly low to the ground. There was a low bench, and I got so deep into it, because my body may start rocking and swaying or moving to the feeling of the frequency of the pouring, the wave pouring into me, and my hands got activated and my butt was on the floor. I mean, I just slid right off that bench, boom. So, and I've been doing this for a while, so I really do recommend that you're either sitting on the ground, because the vertical, what do you call it? Visualization, I guess I'll use that word, of the energy, the divine inpouring coming through you, is kind of easier to imagine, I guess, as you're sitting down, right? Because it's kind of a vertical thing. And again, I think this is the only, I'll have to examine this or sit with it, but I think this is the only time that I would be talking about there is an inflowing from an external, there's an inpouring, right? So that's why I try to use different terms. This is an inpouring, and then there's an inflowing of the energy as it comes and waves through you and comes forward for your use, for your knowledge, for your wisdom. The wisdom keys come from the inflowing. The nourishment comes from the inpouring of God or the divine frequencies into you. So, I think that's it. Blessings, 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 blessings be to you. May you know the divine intimately. Namaste.